Do you know what everyone, especially a high-quality woman, truly fears losing in you? It's not the things you can easily see. It is your inner gravity. This isn't about chasing. This is about becoming the unshakable center that everything important is naturally drawn to. Today, we're not just discussing philosophy. We're building the 7 pillars of stillness that forge the irreplaceable man. This is knowledge you can use today. The pillar of stillness, emotional stability, the anchor in the ocean. The silent architect is the anchor set deep. You feel the storm, but you don't become the storm. I once saw a colleague receive a scathing email from a client. He was about to fire back, but instead, he stood up, poured water, and applied the 5-second stillness drill. He returned and sent a 2-sentence email that was purely professional. He kept his honor. Practice the 5-second stillness drill. When you get an irritating message, stop for 5 full seconds. Ask, does this reaction serve my bigger 5-year purpose? If you can control the first 5 seconds of your anger, you can control the rest of your life. The pillar of meaning, life's purpose. The river's path. Purpose is the river that knows where it's flowing. If you let someone else complete you, you'll always be stagnant water. I know a man who was financially successful but lost connection with his son. He realized his true purpose wasn't his net worth. It was the spiritual legacy. He started his power hour, 1 hour every morning dedicated to writing a book for his family instead of checking work emails. Implement the Write Your Legacy Backward method. Write your spiritual will today. Then, adjust one activity this week to serve that legacy, not just a deadline. Are you living for your legacy or just for the next deadline? 3. The pillar of authenticity, unshakable confidence. The inner deity. Confidence is the quiet acceptance that you are the deity in your own temple. You require no external affirmation. I recall a highly critical meeting where a senior manager made a major error. Instead of deflecting, he stood up and said, "That was my mistake, and I take full responsibility. Here is how we will fix it." That action did not diminish his power. It amplified it. Practice the public acknowledgement drill. When you make a small mistake, immediately own it simply with, "That was on me, and I'll correct it." This vulnerability unlocks real confidence. Are you too busy becoming the best version of yourself to have time to compare? 4. The pillar of exclusivity, the law of relationship. Echo the core message is, you only receive what you actually give out, not what you think you're giving out. The metaphor is a vast canyon. If you send out neediness, the echo will be distance. A friend volunteers to fix homes for the elderly, but he asks them to keep it a secret. He does it for the joy of it. When the story emerged, the respect he earned was immense. That was the echo of pure intention. Practice the intention check. Before doing something significant for someone, ask, am I doing this because I want them to be happy, or because I want them to repay me with attention? Does the echo you are receiving from life sound like self-respect or neediness? 5. The pillar of protection, honor and boundaries. The temple gatekeeper. A boundary is a fence protecting your honor and peace. I used to struggle to say no to family demands. After establishing my purpose, I set a limit. 7 to 9 p.m. is my personal time for my purpose. I will not answer routine work calls. The initial discomfort was quickly replaced by deep respect. Make the clear declaration. Intention state, I can discuss this, but I will not be yelled at. If the tone escalates, I will leave for 30 minutes and we can talk then. Then, follow through. When you compromise your boundaries, what are you teaching others about how to respect you? 6. The pillar of connection. Intentional vulnerability. Strength and truth. True strength is the capacity to open. Vulnerability is the bridge. A strong, seemingly flawless father I know finally shared his biggest childhood fear, the fear of failure, with his 15-year-old daughter. This act didn't weaken him. It created an emotional bond deeper than any advice could achieve. Practice intentional vulnerability. Choose one trustworthy person this week and share with them one private fear or one major mistake, instead of only talking about your successes. When was the last time you allowed yourself to be fully seen? 7. The pillar of mystique, intentional scarcity. The space between the notes, scarcity isn't games. It's honoring space. It is the silence between the notes in your life. The core message is, if you are always available, you become the background, never the center. When you are there, you are fully there. I realized when I tried to balance everything, I was a man who was always present but never there. Since adopting the rule, when I'm out, phone on airplane mode at home, my attention has become scarce and far more valuable. Establish a 90-minute stillness rule daily. For 90 minutes, no messages or calls. You do the work that serves your purpose. This stillness creates weight for your presence. When you leave a room, what remains? The echo of your full presence? The awakening practice and the living call. The final drill, training the spiritual muscle first, the 5-minute sit. When a strong emotion arises, don't act. Name it. This is neediness arising. Next, the commitment. Write, I am the architect, not the reactor. Commit to performing one specific action from these 7 pillars for the next 7 days. Finally, the action. When the emotion rises, focus on the commitment you made. That is your spiritual muscle. I'm not asking for a subscription. I'm asking for something deeper. Make a commitment to yourself. Start building your inner gravity. Stop chasing the world's acceptance and start building your universe. Because when you do that, you become the man who is irreplaceable. Are you ready to become the silent architect?